When a video went viral of a white woman yelling a racial slur at a black child on a playground, a lot of us were left shocked, hurt, and angry. But what happened after that video? She raised almost $1 million online. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $1 million, claiming she had to move because of threats. And while she was collecting cash, the child and their family were left dealing with the trauma. And it took months before any charges were even filed. But here's the twist. It's not just about what she said, it's about how this whole thing was handled. The delays, the fundraiser, and how some people even tried to claim they were related to the child just to get the money. Before I show you the news report, I want you to watch closely. This isn't just a story about one woman, it's about how justice works when the cameras are off, and who gets protected when the system moves slow.
The Rochester City Attorney's Office announcing a charging decision today against Shiloh Hendrix, the woman seen using racial slurs against a black child with a disability in a now viral video. The decision, 3 counts of disorderly conduct. KGTC's Grant Jones joins us live in the studio tonight with reactions from around the community. Grant.
Yeah, Caitlin, the Rochester branch of the NAACP, which has been very supportive of the alleged victim and his family throughout these months, reacting to the news late this afternoon. In a press release, the organization writing in part, the filing of these charges, 3 counts of disorderly conduct, represents an important and meaningful first step toward accountability and justice. It continues to say, the victimized child, family, and our community deserve full accountability and justice for the harm caused to a vulnerable black child with a severe disability by Shiloh Marie Hendrix, who has displayed no remorse. Now, this is a clip from the incident in April. Moving to the criminal complaint, which a judge signed off on today, it argues Hendrix, quote, wrongfully and unlawfully engaged in offensive, obscene, abusive, boisterous, or noisy conduct, or an offensive, obscene, or abusive language that would reasonably tend to arouse alarm, anger, or resentment in others. Each charge carries a maximum of 90 days in jail and/or a $1,000 fine. Soon after the incident, Hendrix released a fundraising campaign, which raised more than $800,000 after claiming her family had become targets of online harassment. Rochester Mayor Kim Norton also reacting today, saying she hopes this can begin the process of closure for the family and community.
I'm relieved that we have finally reached a point where we have a little bit of, it's not quite closure yet, but we're moving in that direction so that the community can feel like this mattered to them and that a resolution is coming.
Attorney General Keith Ellison also weighing in today, saying in a statement to KTTC, quote, Shiloh Hendrix behavior was horrible, wrong, and morally repugnant. I hope she is ashamed of what she did. She certainly ought to be, and I'm glad she's being held accountable. Hendrix is expected to make her first court appearance on October 29th, 2025 over Zoom. You can stay updated on this case as developments unfold on the KTTC app.
And here's what it all comes down to. Every news outlet that's reported on this incident made sure to mention that the young boy the woman targeted has a disability. And while that is important context, let's be absolutely clear. It doesn't matter if he had a disability or not. What matters is that he is a child who was verbally assaulted by a grown woman using racial slurs. We need to stop minimizing situations like this by attaching conditions that make them seem worse only because of one specific detail. The truth is, whether this child was disabled, neurotypical, black, white, or anything else, he is a child, and no child should be the target of that kind of hate and aggression, especially not from an adult who should know better. But the fact that he did have a disability adds another layer of cruelty to what already was a disgusting act. Because a child with a disability may not even be able to process or defend himself against that kind of verbal violence. He might not even understand why he's being targeted. That's what makes it even more heartbreaking and enraging. This is not just about the slur. This is about power and cowardice and the failure of basic humanity. It's about an adult who chose to verbally attack a defenseless child, not in a moment of panic, not out of fear, but seemingly out of entitlement and hate. And if we, as a society, continue to downplay these events, or worse, excuse them, then we are complicit in letting this kind of behavior continue. Because when we excuse hate against the most vulnerable among us, we tell the world that it's okay, and it's not okay. Not today, not ever. So let this be a moment where we stand up and say, enough. Enough with the excuses, enough with the double standards, enough with the hate. Let's make this moment matter, not just for this child, but for every child watching who needs to know that their dignity, their safety, and their humanity are worth defending.